popularity in the Western Kenya region. A decisive win for either side in the Populous constituency will be a political statement and strategic show of strength to allies and opponents that Western Kenya is locked by the victors ahead of the 2027 poll. TV47's Apollo Kamau reports on the highly staked Malava poll.
Since the death of Malava ANC and elected MP Malulu Ijendi early this year, President William Ruto's UDA party is leaving no stone unturned in the ruling party's quest to paint Malava yellow and retain the seat after Musalia Mudavadi's party ANC folded to join UDA.
Mimi natetea chama cha UDA kwa sababu hiyo ndio chama ya rais. Na hiyo ndio chama ya Musalia Mudavadi. Mimi niko hapo ndani. Na tulipokuwa tukipanga na Malulu mambo ya maja, Malulu alisema nataka tupange tuungane na mheshimiwa rais kabisa. Kwa sababu alijua kwamba this is where the future lies. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwaambie tuko hapa. Sasa wewe unaona pahali serikali iko, unaona pahali tunaelekea, alafu mtu mwingine unaenda sasa kwa chama ambayo inaongozwa na mtu yuko impeached. Sasa huyu tutamfanya namna gani?
The Malava parliamentary race will however not be a walk in the park for UDA due to a strong opposition onslaught led by New Kids on the Block. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's Democracy for Citizens Party DCP and Eugene Wamalwa's DAP Kenya Party expected to combine forces with Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembea's Tawe movement as the opposition sets out to test its popularity against UDA in Malava and Western Kenya to secure the seat ahead of the 2027 poll. Malava constituency, perceived as Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi's backyard due to the popularity of his former ANC party, has however put Mudavadi's political value on trial on whether he still commands support in Malava and the larger Western Kenya region. A win for Mudavadi would make him valuable in President William Ruto's 2027 mathematics and beyond, while a loss could diminish his influence and destroy his career at a time ODM party leader Raila Odinga is also in the government.
The truth of the matter is that Mudavadi has lost all color and all flavor, not just in Malava, but in the entire Western. If he is the person to deliver the seat for President William Ruto, then they should start counting the seat as lost.
It is also going to be important to Mudavadi and Wetangula. They have to show that they are important in Kenya Kwanza. They are occupying very important position, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Speaker of the National Assembly. They must prove their worth to William Samoei Ruto. They must show the president, actually, we deserved what you gave us. And that the people of the Mlembe Nation appreciate these positions you gave us, appreciate what we are doing for the region, and are willing to show in word and deed by electing a UDA candidate. You can see how important that Malava thing will be.
ANC has only won that seat once. And I was the gubernatorial candidate. I'm the one who delivered the seat. Musalia did not come to campaign in Malava. As a gubernatorial candidate, I got 85% of the votes casted. So what measure are you using to say that Musalia has more strength in Malava? Musalia has never vied in Malava. The time Musalia vied as a presidential candidate, he lost to Raila in Malava, and therefore he has no history.
But he had a candidate.
Yeah, that candidate was my candidate. I was the gubernatorial candidate, and I campaigned for him.
In the 2022 elections, Mudavadi failed to deliver his Vihiga home vote to President Ruto after Odinga garnered 114,717 votes against Mudavadi's 67,631 votes. Mudavadi's dilemma in leading the Malava by-election campaigns has been compounded by his busy dockets as Prime Cabinet Secretary and CS Foreign Affairs, confining him most of the time to his Railways Nairobi office, where he met delegations from Kakamega's most populous constituency, a strategy that has put Mudavadi on the firing line from critics.
He's airborne most of the time, internationally airborne. So he has not been on the grassroots, unlike Wetangula, who is almost every weekend on the grassroots. So Musalia will have to take a bit of time to come to Malava, explain to people of Malava the issue of ANC, the issue of joining UDA, then his absenteeism on the ground, because by virtue of being Foreign Affairs Minister, you are internationally airborne throughout. Then also, Musalia may have an advantage, yeah? Because initially, Malulu, the late Member of Parliament, belonged to ANC party. So convincing people that this was my seat, kindly give me back this seat, but under UDA, it will be possible for him now to gain the ground using that tactic.
The former ANC party leader is also without the support of key local leaders in the county. Among them, Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, who has criticized UDA for failing to deliver on its promises to the people of Malava and Kakamega. Mudavadi's absence in Malava, apart from a few visits, has led to the emergence of President William Ruto's aide and politician Farouk Kibet to lead the Malava UDA campaigns, with Farouk camping in Malava almost on a weekly basis.
Na sisi tunaamini kwamba kiongozi atatoka hapa Malava. Na nyinyi ndio mtachakua, hakuna mtu ataletea nyinyi kiongozi hapa. Nyinyi watu ya Malava mtashindwa kuamua kiongozi ni nani? Si mtaamua asubuhi kabisa tutaenda mbele ama tutarudi nyuma. Na mimi kama jirani lazima nitembelee nyinyi. Kuna makosa hapo?
Farouk, sikia vizuri sana. Kiti ya Malulu ingendi, Mungu ndiye alisema ndugu yetu ala.
Whom he causes to dance and dance with women, and after they have made lewd jokes, they leave behind some money, which when the people parcel out, percolates to something like 50 shillings, 60 shillings per person. In a recent case, there was a lady who was given 2,000 shillings to give to 34 people, which works out to about 58 shillings. And the people are wondering whether this is the government that they elected. They are not likely to pile more mistakes upon mistakes that were made in the past.
If they are not coming for these empowerment things, let them come there to look for votes. We have trained our people. Sisi pia si wachika. We have told our people when they come, you wacha wakule pesa. Unajua kichokoza mtu hata kupeje nyako nayo. Wacha atoe pesa but immediately akiondoka onyesha kwa barabara nyinyi mnaunga nani mkono. That is what happened in Malava when they came. Immediately they left. There was song and dance in the entire Malava. People were singing. Sisi tumekubali kumchukua Panyako. And they were frustrated. They were nishukuze. Immediately they left. I think you have seen the videos. People erupted from nowhere and they were singing about Panyako. He is our member of parliament.
Badume Malava mulauranga makuwa kenako. Mwenyere kuchendalala. Nenywe.
Farouk speaks Kabras, the local dialect, while Mudavadi, on the other hand, speaks Maragoli, one of the 17 Luya languages, seen as an advantage to UDA. Farouk has been targeting the most vulnerable groups, women, widows, and the youth, in the hunt for votes during his much-publicized empowerment meetings.
If you are saying you are still the cockerel in the compound, then you must show it. And Malava by-election will be an exception. Already UDA has shown great interest in the Malava by-election. The frequent visits by Farouk Kibet and his pushing for a certain candidate in that region shows they know how important that by-election will be to them. But other heavyweights, Boni Khalwale and the rest, have also come up and asked the people of Malava not to be misled by foreigners. Read Farouk and UDA. So it's going to be very, very important.
And for avoidance of doubt, you have not seen Musalia Mudavadi mounting a meeting, a rally, on his own in Western. He does not have the capacity nor the courage to do something like that. He waits when William Ruto is coming to Western, or when Farouk Kibet is going to Western, then Musalia Mudavadi will accompany either of them. And they are even the ones who will introduce, they will welcome him and introduce him. If Farouk Kibet is the one who is welcoming Mudavadi in Malava and introducing him, and Mudavadi is cat-sighing, you see him bowing before Farouk Kibet in obeisance, and you're saying he's the one who is going to deliver Malava. He will not.
UDA's push to consolidate its support in Malava and clinch the parliamentary seat is however facing a litmus test. Locals and critics argue unfinished projects in the region and hostility against the Ruto administration due to punitive taxes, extrajudicial killings, and abductions may water down UDA efforts to win the Malava seat.
The issues that are boiling up on the ground is the negativity against the Kenya Kwanza government in terms of the issues of abduction, high cost of living, issues of non-implementation of tangible projects on the ground in Western, the 30% they promise. Those are the issues that will be canvassed during the by-election. And it depends on how the Mwananchi will take note of those issues.
With President Ruto expected to use all the arsenal at his disposal to secure the Malava seat, including the support of ODM leader Raila Odinga, his foot soldiers in the region, Musalia Mudavadi and National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula are also facing a litmus test, as a loss would cast them into political oblivion or boost their political relevance in case of victory.
Hawana option. Wakati wao tu kung'atuka umefika, na labda utoke kwa heshima ama ung'atuliwe. Na mimi naomba kwamba wakati umefika sasa waanze kujiondoa polepole, wape uwezo wa leadership. Upande wa magharibi tumechelewa na generation change ya leadership. Sehemu zingine ilifanyia kitambo sana. Ukienda hapa hata Rift Valley kule Bomet, Kericho wanapata wale viongozi hata MPs. Ni vijana wadogo sana.
The challenge goes beyond Mudavadi and Wetangula. Because generally speaking, the people of Mulembe Nation, the people of Western, and that includes Malava, are sort of not very happy with the current government. And therefore selling UDA in Western province in general and Malava should be no exception, will be really difficult. And I wouldn't blame it on Mudavadi or Wetangula. I think the ground is hostile to UDA and Kenya Kwanza.
UDA, unlike its opposition rivals DAP Kenya and DCP, which have given direct nomination to their aspirants, will hold its nominations on the 20th of September, which Mudavadi has promised will be free and fair, with the party expecting the 4 aspirants in the race, Devin Dakwa, Ryan Ijendi, Simon Kangwana, and Leonard Shimaka, to support the winning candidate. The 4 aspirants have already met President Ruto at State House, where sources described it as a vetting meeting to avoid legal issues after nominations.
What set me apart is I'm a young person. For him, was older. He joined politics while he was 45, I think, 45. I'm joining while I'm 34, 10 years difference. And as a young person, and with new ideas. And that is one thing that sets me apart from him. But ideally, leadership just the same. We have the same, the style is a bit the same. I'm very relaxed. I'm not very abrasive. I'm not very combative in my way of doing things. But the main thing, what is giving me an edge, is the fact that I am joining as a young person. And to be honest, while he was still leading, the thing that he would do, and he would consult me widely, sana.
This one I'm getting. This one I'm getting and take it to the bank. I'm getting it. So let UDA keep level ground for everybody who is calling himself a UDA candidate. Ipatiane terrain. Yenye watu wanaweza sema, now we are going for this one kwa uamuzi wao kitdemokrasia na mapenzi. Not because wakubwa wa chama cha UDA wamesema, we have this one because alitoka kwa ANC. We have this one because alikuwa wa UDA. Are you getting it? So there, wapatie watu waamue, na kama hata wataamua, let them give the best candidate to the people of Malava, na watoe tena candidate mwenye anaweza pambana na opposition.
Despite their show of unity in a recent campaign tour of Kakamega and Malava, divisions in the opposition camp between DCP and DAP Kenya threatened to hand over victory to UDA on a silver platter. Campaigns between the two parties in Malava have been marred by fierce rivalry between the parties' leading lights, DCP Deputy Leader Cleophas Malala and DAP Kenya aspirant Seth Panyako.
Yani mnatudarau pa kwa bedroom yetu. Sasa mtafautishe chama ya Waluya na chama ya Ugukusi. And if you are serious, mtuonyeshe mtu hata mmoja wa DAP wa kutoka Kakamega. So we want to ask our brothers in DAP, tafadhali, drop your aspirations. If you are genuine about a united opposition, mkuje msupport candidate wa DCP ambaye ni Edgar Busiega. Lakini wakikataa ni demokrasia yao.
If it were me, I would have allowed him to continue this candidate so that the Malava people gives him a proper political slap so that he learns to respect those who help him. He learns to know that you cannot walk into my forest. You can walk not into our forest and start harvesting firewood without the area elder allowing you. If we are in the same political formation, why will you be focusing on me? Everybody in Malava is focusing on me, abusing me, the government people, the opposition. It means I'm the winner. Why are they scared of me? Why is everybody abusing me and focusing on me? It is because they know the people love me. To the extent that it's already lies. He's saying that I fought with Malulu. Malulu fought my people. Edgar, you are hearing, is the one who fought with Malulu after elections. After elections, for me, I shook the hand. Malulu was my uncle. I shook his hand. And we did the boundaries together when we were doing Kapras East and Kapras West. Together. There was no anything. Because I told him, now, you are a member of parliament, do your work, I will do the oversight. But the person who was fighting Malulu after he was elected is Edgar Busiega.
Sasa, ni kwa nini huyu jamaa wanaita Wamunyoro hajasimamisha mtu kule Nyanza, Ugunja, hajasimamisha mtu Kaspul, lakini ameona akuja kusimamisha Malava. Muluya baborandi wakollahi kiwere ni kidoto.
If the opposition loses Malava, even 2027 they will not get it. And they will begin to create doubts in the minds of the people of Western, the Mlembe people. Are they really serious? That test begins with the unity in Malava. If they cannot unite to produce a candidate for Malava by-election, people will begin to doubt how they will unite to get a presidential candidate. So these by-elections are not just by-elections. Ruto is watching them and smiling quietly. Where the opposition must unite and get one candidate for each by-election. If they fail to do so, they cannot convince anybody they will do so for the big seat.
Ruto, Kasongo. Internal party wrangles in DAP Kenya, pitting party leader Eugene Wamalwa and his deputy George Natembeya also threatened to hurt the opposition chances of winning the November 27th mini poll.
ANC is gone, of my big brother Musalia Mudavadi. Ford Kenya of Wetangula is in your pocket. ODM is now talking about supporting you post 2027.
But when you go out there and you are deflecting, ni kama shida satoka mahali pengine, it means you are just paying lip service to the problems ambazo zinatusumbua. Sisi tumesema Tawe, tumekataa. Maswala ambayo iko ndani ya nyumba pale lazima tungangane nazo na lazima tu resolve. And in the fullness of time, Wakenya watajua ni nani kweli yako kwa upande wa pinzani ama nani anataka kupiga kelele ila yetu aingie kwa serikali.
With 94,417 registered voters, the highest in Kakamega County, the Malava by-election has attracted more than 30 aspirants in a race expected not to have more than 7 candidates. Among the frontrunners in the Malava race are DAP Kenya aspirant Seth Panyako, DCP's Edgar Busiega, DNA party aspirant Job Manyasi, UDP aspirant Wilberforce Tuvei, Caleb Sunguti of the Roots Party, and UDA aspirants David Dakwa, Ryan Ijendi, Simon Kangwana, and Leonard Shimaka, who equally stand a good chance after party nominations. With the exception of the late MP Malulu Ijendi, who got 22,891 votes, 2 of the leading lights in the race, Seth Panyako of DAP Kenya and DNA aspirant Joab Manyasi, will be having a rematch in the by-election. In the 2022 general election, Panyako came second with 20,133 votes, with Manyasi coming third with 11,983 votes.
The people are very angry. They are very angry from what has happened to me in 2 elections. Mm-hmm. In 2017, they say they know my victory was stolen. In 2022, they know it was stolen. And this time round, they are very bitter and angry that they are going to vote, and anybody who tries to steal my vote, my only issue is the vote, protecting the vote. It has nothing with winning the vote. The people of Malava have made up their minds.
Mudavadi has not been strong because Malava does not vote parties, it votes the individual. I will give you an example. For example, last election, UDA had Seth Panyako on the ticket, and he had all the money needed in this world. He didn't win. Yet at that time, the wave was for UDA. He didn't win. The seat went to ANC. So the issue of UDA vote does not scare me at all. The people of Malava simply want somebody who can represent them, somebody who can listen to them, understand their problems.
Malava, which has never elected a leader in their 50s, has a lineup of young blood in their 30s. UDA's Ryan Ijendi and DCP's Edgar Busiega are in their 30s and willing to give experienced leaders in the race a run for their money.
The idea that DCP is a Mount Kenya party, that is propaganda. I've taken you through the leadership structure of the party, and you'll see a representation across the board. You'll see an image of the whole republic. Malava people are unique they vote for an individual. The deceased MP, Honorable Moses Maluli Njendi, when he first got into power, he got through a little known party. I think it was called MDP or MDM. MDP.
Among the various aspirants gunning for the Malava seat, unfinished projects by the late MP Malulu Njendi remain high on the agenda, and other development projects in the vast constituency, among them roads, school bursaries and feeding programs, the plight of sugarcane farmers, and being in touch with Malava resident needs.
Wengi wetu tunaona mpunge ambaye tutachukua hawe mtu, hatutaangalia ati hako serikali ama hako wapi, bali atakuwa mpunge wa kusaidia mwananchi wa Malava.
President alitudanganya. Sasa hatuoni matunda yenyewe. Sasa tutachagua mwenye tunajua atatuongoza katika maisha mzuri, watoto wetu wasome. Hata ukiangalia TTI watoto hawapati vile walikuwa wanasema watasoma bure, hawasomi bure.
Tunashukuru sana na bwana wale walikuwa Malava wakisema kwamba stima iingie mpaka kwa wananchi. Lakini sije ikawa tu kwa mtandao, waje mpaka ground. Wa make sure kwamba hiyo stima imefikia wananchi wote vile inahitajika, sababu unakuta stima iko huku juu na kule ndani mashinani stima haijaweza kufikia wananchi. Kuna miradi mingi sasa zinapeanwa eneo bunge la Malava, lakini ni miradi ambazo huwa haziishi. Kuna mfano ukiangalia pale sokoni, kuna mradi kwa pale ilianzishwa na serikali ambazo zile nyumba za kujengwa kwa soko. Zile nyumba ambazo zinazengwa, watu ukimulika kule utakuta kwamba hiyo mradi haijaisha. Sasa kila ambacho ningelipenda serikali wapo tutapata mbunge wetu iweze kutendea watu wa Malava haki yao.
With opinion divided on clan influence ahead of the poll, Mudavadi in July this year met elders from the 29 Kabras clans, a sign the elders still wield influence.
The leader who is going to be elected in the by-election of Malava is going to be a child of Malava, a child of Kabras. So the clan should not be the determining factor. What is going to be the determining factor is the party and ile capacities nilisema ambazo tumesema muweke kwa karatasi.
UDA aspirant and late MP son Ryan Ijendi and DCP aspirant Edgar Busiega come from the Abasonje clan, the second most populous clan after the Abashu clan, while Panyako comes from the Abatobo clan. West Kabras MCA and UDA aspirant Devin Dakwa, fellow UDA contestant Leonard Shimaka and Wilberforce Tuvei come from the populous Abashu subclan of the larger Kabras clans. Clan politics in the Malava constituency gained relevance between 1979 and 1997 during the tenure of populist legislator Joshua Mulanda Angatia. Angatia, then from the minority Abakusia clan, was elected in a protest vote against the incumbent Burudi Nabwera from the Tachoni sub-tribe, who had occupied the position for 10 years after defeating another Tachoni, Jonathan Masinde Welangai, in 1969. During his tenure, Angatia received a strong backing from the Abasonje clan, the second most populous clan in the constituency after the Abashu. Angatia was succeeded in 1987 by the late housing minister Soita Shitanda, who came from the minority Abasika clan. The Abashu produced an MP Nathan Sanya Anaswa in 1988, who was elected in the controversial Mlolongo system. Anaswa's election was however nullified 2 months before the 1992 general election because he was irregularly elected. Shitanda then took over from Anaswa from 1997 to 2013, with Malulu taking over from 2012 to 2025. Malulu was first elected to parliament through the little-known Maendeleo Democratic Party MDP and proceeded to reclaim the seat in 2017 and 2022 under the ANC party. The forthcoming Malava by-election is not just a parliamentary by-election, but a political statement on who will command the numbers and loyalty in 2027 in a by-election that will either spell doom or success to political careers, not just in Malava, but across the country's political landscape. Apul Kamal, TV47.